we're traveling to one of the most instantly recognizable buildings on Earth, the Sydney Opera House. Even if you've never been to Australia, you probably know its shape. Those giant white sails rising over the harbor like a ship made of seashells. But behind that iconic silhouette is a story full of creativity, drama, genius, and a few wild twists. Our story begins in the 1950s when Sydney wanted a performing arts center so grand it would put the city on the world map. Architects from around the world sent in designs, over 200 of them. Most were practical, boxy, honestly, kind of boring. Then a jury member pulled a rejected sketch from the discard pile. It was a simple drawing by a Danish architect named Jørn Utzon, a design so unusual everyone else thought it was impossible to build. The judge took one look and said, "This is it." And just like that, the world-famous Sydney Opera House was born, from a doodle almost thrown in the trash. There was only one problem: no one knew how to build it. Engineers struggled for years until Utzon had a breakthrough. What if every curve of the roof came from the surface of one perfect sphere? Suddenly, the impossible became, well, incredibly complicated but doable. Construction finally began, and so did the chaos. The project was supposed to take 4 years. It took 14. The budget was supposed to be $7 million. It ended up costing over $100 million. Politicians argued, headlines roared. And eventually, Utzon, the brilliant mind behind the whole thing, resigned and left the country before it was finished. He never returned to see his masterpiece completed. The opera house you see today? It's based on his design, but he never walked through its doors. Despite the drama, the Sydney Opera House opened in 1973 and instantly became one of the greatest architectural achievements of the 20th century. It has more than 1 million white tiles on its roof, but depending on the sunlight, they look bright white, golden, or even pearl gray. Inside, the building is huge. More than 5,000 performances happen there every year, from ballet to comedy shows and even video game concerts. And here are some fun facts. Even though it's called the Opera House, opera actually isn't the most popular thing performed there. The building hosts everything: plays, symphonies, stand-up comedy, kids' shows, and tours. Beneath the building is a giant underground parking garage carved right into the rock, known as the Donut. The world-famous sails inspired everything from fashion designs to video game levels. And get this, more than 10 million tourists visit the site every year. Even though most never go inside, Jørn Utzon said the iconic sails came from slicing a perfect sphere, but he later joked the idea first came from peeling an orange and seeing the curved pieces. From far away it looks white, but the tiles are a mix of cream and matte gold, designed so the roof wouldn't blind people when the sun hits it. The concert hall contains an organ nicknamed the King of Instruments, with 10,154 pipes. It took 10 years to build. Some staff members jokingly refer to parts of the building as haunted because of strange echoes and footsteps caused by the structure's unusual acoustics. There are hidden rehearsal rooms, workshops, and even entire scenery painting studios underneath the building. Things tourists almost never get to see? The roof shells can subtly expand or contract due to temperature changes. Some areas shift by as much as 18 centimeters a day. The inside of the Opera House has been used as inspiration for futuristic architecture in science fiction movies and games, including designs inspired by the Jedi Council chambers. It's the most photographed building in Australia, even more than the Harbour Bridge, Bondi Beach, or Uluru. Selfie sticks thrive here. The sails have displayed everything from indigenous art to Earth Hour messages. Even giant projections of snakes, dragons, and moving oceans created by digital artists. Today, the Sydney Opera House is more than a building. It's a symbol of bold imagination, proof that sometimes the craziest idea in the room becomes the one the world remembers. A sketch nearly thrown away, a design no one knew how to build, a project filled with conflict, and in the end, one of the most beloved landmarks on the planet. Next time you see those white sails rising over the water, remember, they're not just architecture. They're a reminder that creativity, courage, and persistence can reshape a skyline and inspire millions. This has been Quick Landmarks, where we explore the world's most amazing places, one wonder at a time. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because our next landmark is just around the corner.